Hey everyone, it's Jared here, back with you in the second lesson in my Fastest Way to Get Faster series. Now I call this lesson the Buddy Bruiser. I used to listen to tapes of Buddy Rich back when I was first learning drums, and he had such a brash and aggressive personality, and then you listen to him play and the intensity and the stuff that he was doing on the kit just matched his personality, I would say. So I call this the Buddy Bruiser just because it sounds like something Buddy would play, but I can't say it is something that he played. Now I first heard of an exercise similar to this from Thomas Lang. He went in between the floor tom and the snare drum in groups of 3, starting on the floor tom. So then the snare would line up with the left hand lead, so you wouldn't have to try and get your right hand over if you're leading with your right hand. I'll show you it nice and slow. So you see, after the first 3 strokes on the floor tom, I'm able to move to the snare drum easily because I'm leading with my left hand. Now the way I built out this exercise is I started on the floor tom, go to the snare, go back to the floor tom, and then go to the high tom. So let me play this for you at 60 and 220 beats per minute to show you how it sounds nice and slow and also really fast. The next exercise is simply a variation on that. We go from the floor tom to the snare, to the floor tom, then the mid tom. So practice this the same way as you did the first exercise. Here it is both slow and fast. And finally, we're going to put it all together. We're going to play both exercises in sequence. So start on the floor tom, go to the snare, then the floor tom, the high tom, floor tom, the snare, floor tom, the mid tom. Here it is at 60 and 220 beats per minute. Now you could start this anywhere between 60 and 80 beats per minute depending on where your comfort level is at. Because it's triplets, you might want to start it a little bit faster than the 60 BPM that I always seem to recommend. I'd recommend moving up in 5 or 10 BPM increments. Practice each exercise for 10 minutes and then practice them in sequence for 10 minutes. So it's a total of 30 minutes every time you sit down and practice this type of exercise. You're going to notice that you have way more freedom when moving around the drum set. You're really going to get to know your setup, and you're going to find the little areas where you maybe need to make some adjustments, especially on those toms as you move from the floor tom to the high tom. So there it is, the second lesson in my Fastest Way to Get Faster series. Get your kit, practice this right now. Go. Go. Now.